Hey guys, this is Moss Boss here, and welcome to the first episode of my new series entitled Check It Out,
the story so far,
where I discuss games that I personally feel are a bit underappreciated or overlooked by the general gaming public. And as you can see from the title, this is Final Fantasy 13-2, which, in my opinion, is much better than the original Final Fantasy 13. A lot of people had problems with that game. They said it was too linear, and that, you know, there wasn't any like mini games or side missions besides like the monster hunts. A lot of people just didn't like it. Now this game solved pretty much all those problems. You can see through the map screen, you can go back to pretty much any level that you've played through. So right off the bat, you know, it's less linear. Like, it's almost entirely open world, because you can go back to any level that you've already gone through. And they also added some mini-games too, which is really cool. They added a chocobo racing minigame and a slot machine racing minigame. And there's also other side quests too, just like miscellaneous things. Sometimes they'll have you like track down like a big behemoth like turtle monster thing. And here's a chocobo here. You can ride these, but I didn't have any gristle greens. I don't know how to say that. That's like basically the item you need to ride those guys. But I'm here in a dying world 700 AF. I think this is actually the starting village 700 years after. So yeah, this game has like time travel. So you'll often revisit places you've been, but like in a different time. And I'm about to show you guys some combat here so you can see how different it is from Final Fantasy 13. And guess what? It's really not that different. You can see I have a purple chocobo. That's actually not a monster. That's actually a guy who's riding with me. Call him Harry. And he's actually buffing my party. Now you saw when I just did a paradigm shift, that purple chocobo changed to a golden, like yellow chocobo. And you can see in the bottom right screen, right there, see? I just shifted into this guy, the Sentinel, who will basically act like a tank and absorb the damage from the enemies. So pretty much the roles are the same. They didn't really change the paradigm rules from Final Fantasy 13, but obviously you can now train these monsters and like level them up and give them special abilities. You can actually infuse monsters into other monsters, so you can gain like weaker monsters' abilities, like passive abilities and active abilities. It's really cool. So let's see, I'll show you guys. Doesn't this game look great too? I mean, I know that's a very superficial thing to say, but hey, I think it counts. So I'm going to show you guys some mini games here. I talked about them earlier. I'll show you guys the chocobo racing mini game if I can get to it. Here we go. Serendipity. This is like the casino where you get all the mini games. You don't even know what time it is in this place. One negative I do have to point out, you probably notice it, but right now, these loading screens are like 30 seconds, sometimes upwards of like 45 a minute, and that can really be taxing when you're playing through the game. You just want to, you know, fight some monsters or go relax at Serendipity, you know, play some slot machines, but it kind of takes you out of the experience, and that's probably the one flaw that I would say is at least immediately apparent, you know, right off the bat. This one, I hope this one isn't too long. I don't think it is. I think when you're in an area, the loading screens aren't as long, like as going into a totally new area. So here we go. So if you have chocobos in your party, like you saw I just did, right? I mean, you saw that I had that gold chocobo fighting for me and the purple one boosting my attacks. Well, you can actually put those guys in your to race for you. Now, I used the medic because I wasn't using the medic to fight for me. That's one thing you have to note, is if you actually use a chocobo with you when you're fighting, you can't, unfortunately, put him in the race. And there's all these kinds of stats, and so here's like, it says lead the pack, stay near the front of the pack, stay at the end of the pack. Let's just start it up here, and you guys can just see. I mean, this isn't like the most complex minigame, but it's a nice addition, I think, and it's kind of fun. You know, it's a fun way to kill some time. Basically, how this works is your chocobo is automatically controlled. Like, you don't have to do anything. The only thing you have to worry about is that bottom right meter that's slowly building up over time. You see that? Well, that's boost, obviously, so that boosts your chocobo. If you hold X on the PS3 version or A on the 360 version, or whatever key it is on the PC version, you boost your chocobo for a little bit and have like a little burst of speed, like you saw just there. It was kind of fast, and but the more you level up the chocobo, you get like better boosts basically, and you get like all these cool little attributes. Like there's one where if you hit X at the starting point, like right at the very like specific time, right at the starting point when it says go, you get a boost of speed. Now you can see this is an ability I was just talking about, that little teardrop thing. I didn't see what it was called, but I believe that gave me like a little bit of boost in speed. It did something, I don't know. It did do something though. So it's not just like, you know, you're going around this track and you just hit X and that's how you do it to win. You actually can, and you should, if you want to make it like in these later levels, you want to upgrade your chocobo. You want to level them up, not just for this, but, you know, for battling. And I don't know if you can see, but you can actually decorate the chocobos. I have a little cactuar on mine. I don't know if you can see it. You can kind of see it right there. It's pretty funny. I don't know, there's just a lot of really cool features in this game, and I was just saving up my boost just for this final sprint. Look how fast I go, wow. The other guy's got like 2 seconds. So yeah. And you can see when you win, you actually get an amulet, and you unlock the next class. There's like 5 classes, I think. But yeah, it's cool. And there's also the slot machines.
It looks like time is on your side.
What else? Oh, when you retrieve your chocobo, unfortunately, you lose your record, so you have to start all over from scratch. So don't put in a chocobo that you think you're going to use later on in battle. So here's the Crystarium, which is like the leveling up system. It's pretty much the same as 13, but with a few notable differences. I went a little too fast there, but you actually can level up specific roles. You don't get forced into a role like you did in 13, you know, where you just hold X to level up along the grid. You can actually choose which one, you know, Sentinel, Ravager, Medic, Commando, Synergist, you know, any of those to level up, like. And I will see you guys in the next episode of Check It Out. Thanks for watching. Be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe. Peace.